Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic: what is far deadlier than most people realize? Serious. Attention. Serious, tag notice. Jokes, puns, and off-topic comments are not permitted in any comment, parent or child. Parent comments that aren't from the target group will be removed, along with their child replies. Report comments that violate these rules. Posts that have few relevant answers within the first hour, and posts that are not appropriate for the serious tag will be removed. Consider doing a NOMA request instead. Thanks for your cooperation and enjoy the discussion. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. Putting feet forward/legs on dash of car. I've heard enough horror stories from my parents who are both nurses to last me a lifetime. Legs on the dash of a car are not allowed while I'm driving for this reason alone. I'm an insurance guy. I tell people the same thing, and seat belts in the back seat too. Had claims where people flew through the windshield from the back seat. Removed. I stopped doing that after hearing a horror story from an EMT who went to a crash site where they found a passenger's legs thrown over their shoulders like a scarf. Fuck that. I read this story a while back. If you're not used to reading x-rays, this is not where the leg bones should be. A crash will send your knees straight into your rib cage. Or into one's skull. Edit: I just realized that I'm gonna be in an Instagram repost because of all these updates. Abscessed teeth can kill you. Okay, fine, I'll go to the dentist. I don't actually have an abscessed tooth, but I'm a hypochondriac, so maybe I do and I just don't know it. Oh, you would know, trust me. My husband had an infection under his molar. He kept talking about how much his tooth hurt him every so often, but wouldn't go to the dentist at my insistence because they said the pain was normal tooth movement after his wisdom teeth removal. He ended up with 2 root canals, one on each side, and even after that one molar had to be extracted because it was cracked down the middle and unsavable. I had an abscess at 21 that I didn't get treated until I was 28 due to a fear of the dentist. By that point it was a root canal and an extraction, and I now have a section of my jaw missing. Get it early and avoid this shit. Oh my god, this makes me even more terrified to have my shit sorted. Edit: can't afford the dentist anyway. This. I work in a dental office and the amount of people who brush off an abscessed tooth is way too high. I have one patient who had an abscess for 4 to 5 years and never got it taken care of because it didn't hurt. It would swell up periodically. He claimed it was due to his sinus issues, repeat over and over. Well, finally he comes in as an emergency with the entire side of his face swollen up like crazy. My boss personally called the oral surgeon to make him an appointment immediately. Ended up having 3 teeth pulled. Then this guy tries to blame it on us because we never told him about it. We had x-rays of it over the last 5 years as well as notations in his chart, along with numerous copies of referrals to a specialist to take care of it. Not my fault you don't listen, sir. I'm very happy nothing worse happened to him, but it could have been really bad. The balls of some patients. Had a woman who was referred to a gum specialist 2 years prior for her upper right pocketing that wasn't improving. Notes over the years tell she refuses to clean that area itidally as it hurts to her hygienist. Dentists have warned her of the risks of tooth loss, but after one consultation with the specialists he refused to get treatment. So Pint gets kicked from NHS for failed appointments but still attends private cleans. Note: still not cleaning said area, gets pain and problems to come in privately with different dentist who tells her the same about her gum disease. She straight up shouts how she has never been told she has gum disease and was sick of people telling her to clean her teeth and was gonna sue for letting this happen to her. Manager took none of her shit, had ample proof she ignored advice, and she was responsible in her oral health outside her appointments with us. My ex had an abscessed tooth that he refused to get treatment for until they couldn't stand the pain. His attitude got 1000x better once he got the tooth removed. He also tasted better during kissing. Which is horrifying to think about. I started dating him when his tooth was already abscessed, so I thought the flavor was natural. Once the tooth was gone and he no longer tasted funny, I was mortified to realize I was tasting infected and rotting tooth. I was tasting infected and rotting tooth. Unsubscribe. Eating a slug. Obviously it's nasty, but kids do stupid shit as dares or even in hazing rituals. Slugs contain parasites that will get into your brain and fucking kill you slowly. I just read a whole article about rat lungworm in snails and slugs that is haunting me. I remember seeing a post from a woman on Reddit who discovered her boyfriend was putting slugs in her food. Apparently she was having all sorts of shitty symptoms. Thank God she dumped his ass, fucker should be in jail. Found it, https www.reddit.com/r/relationship_advice/comments/fi7t00. There's a famous news story in the UK of a guy being dared by his friend to eat a slug. He did, and become fully paralyzed. When the courts were deciding how to prosecute the friends, the guy who was paralyzed came forward and said it was his own fault and his friends aren't to blame. He is still friends with them to this day, and they hang out regularly. The kid died in 2018. It happened in Australia. https www.cnn.com/2018/11/05/health. Insulin. Looking at drops on a table, you can barely tell the difference between the therapeutic dose and a lethal one. Edit: if anyone can find the actual image of 2 doses of insulin on a table, I'd super appreciate it. I was going to post the link for reference, but I couldn't find it. As a diabetic it's a little scary, but luckily the cure is just eating sugar. And you can feel your blood sugar dropping low long before you're in real danger of dying. Unless you took some astronomical dose or something. Some patients can't feel their lows. Those people are terrifying to treat sometimes because increasing their dose could drop them and they wouldn't know. That's when I start to reach for a continuous glucose monitor, but those can be expensive sadly. Fights. People are way too eager to prove who's the bigger badass. Hit someone the wrong way or start something with the wrong person and someone's not going home. Then if the police show up, someone's getting charged. Depending on the severity of the other party's injuries and the word of witnesses, you could be going away for a very long time. Not to mention the civil suits that may bury you in debt. Yup. I got sucker punched right above my left eye. 6 stitches and a fractured orbital socket, and had to stay overnight at the hospital for observation since it was a head injury. Since the injuries were from an assault, charges were automatically pressed and we found ourselves in court a few months later. All from a single punch. What happened to the perp? Did you at least get some sort of redemption? Garage door springs. They will kill you. Please elaborate. I've never given these things a second thought. Had to redo ours recently. They're big, and really tightly wound. They're designed to hold a majority of the weight so the motor doesn't have to be monstrous. But resetting forward/changing them requires unwinding them turn by hand, which is a full 85 kilograms body weight, with leverage, job. If you aren't really careful you lose control and they'll break you with your lever tool. The springs are under incredible tension. If you're not understanding of how to replace them, they can be very dangerous. Stress. Oh wonderful, now I'm stressed about my stress levels. One of the deadliest things out there. It contributes to and exacerbates many existing health problems, not to mention creating new ones. What's the best way to deal with it though? I always hear how dangerous stress is. I'm stressed out to the max thanks to work. I don't really have any options on removing the stressors, so how can I decrease my stress level? Cars. Very interesting how much society has normalized the dangers of the road. We often say things like you're more likely to die in a car accident than blank, which is intended to make blank seem safe, but it really tells us how many people are dying in car accidents all the time. Yep. Once my sister was nervous to get in a plane flight when she was small and my mum said, relax, you're orders of magnitude more likely to die in a car crash than in a plane crash. It didn't help, it just made her nervous to be in cars as well. Oh, don't worry. This thing you see everyone in constantly is way more dangerous and likely to kill you. Real black licorice root extract contains the natural sweetener glycyrrhizin, which is over 50 times sweeter than sucrose. This ingredient has various pharmaceutical properties. It acts as an expectorant, facilitating removal of mucus from the lungs by coughing, and it increases blood pressure. The latter effect can become significant with a daily consumption of 50 grams or more of licorice candy for as little as 2 weeks. Glycyrrhizin can cause potassium levels in the body to fall, triggering abnormal heart rhythms, as well as high blood pressure, edema, swelling, lethargy, and congestive heart failure in some people. I always loved going to Europe as a kid and finding the licorice candies with the may cause hypertension warning labels on them. Felt dangerous eating them. Haha. Wow, funny you mention this now actually. I had blood work done about a week ago and it showed my potassium levels were rather low. A month prior I'd been sipping on some licorice root tea on the daily, sometimes twice a day. Maybe I should lay off the licorice root.